Yo, TWC fam, back at it once again. We have a special guest here. We got my boy Braden, my boy Max. Max, take it away, bro. Let them know what's up.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Tonight we got a special guest. It's my boy. We go way back on like 4 flats on a Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? We go back to the DUBBY days. Puerto Rican Papa. You know what I'm saying? Musical visionary, producer, artiste, green thumb boy, like I super animal life guy, you know what I'm saying? So want to introduce y'all to my guy, the CEO of the Gray Area, Mark, aka Mozart.
Yeah, nice to meet y'all. Damn, what an introduction, bro. Damn, man. Man, my man spiced me up better than I could spice myself. I can't even second that, bro.
Yeah, man.
Just, I appreciate you
What's
guys.
up, brother? Welcome to the podcast, man.
Yeah, bro, I'm happy to hear.
Yes, sir.
Actually, my first podcast, so this
really?
This is my first podcast.
Nice, man. Nice.
So definitely grateful for you guys for having me, and it's actually really cool that we getting to shoot this in my home.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's a dope experience.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, my name is Mark. Everybody, I go by Mozart, CEO of the Gray Area, also Gray Space Studios. It's a conscious creative collective that we make art, music, fashion, all things you can think of. It started with me just being a piano player and then turned producer. As Max said, I have a great passion for music, I have a great passion for art, and I try to incorporate all of those things inside the brand. But most of all, the thing I think I want to focus on is always Christ and Jesus first. That's something that's big, and it's always nice to be around fellow brothers that share the faith. Mm-hmm. So just grateful to be here. I hope you guys enjoy the podcast, and you know what I'm saying, we're gonna keep the vibes high.
Yes, sir.
All night.
Yes, sir. I want to start off by asking, where did this all begin, and how did this all become, cultivate? How did you cultivate this idea of becoming this musical, artistic visionary?
Yeah. Yeah. So my dad, he's from Puerto Rico. Well, Puerto Rico. So is my mom.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
So I was born here in Philly, and my dad's a musician. He went to the Conservatory of Music in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
He studied music education. And when I was born, I have 3 siblings. I have an older brother, a younger sister. They all do art, but out of the 3 of us, I was the only one that actually picked up music. So my dad began teaching me about piano and music in 1st grade. We was really into, of course, like salsa, merengue, bachata, all of the rhythms and all of the flavors that come with the culture. And early on, I really fell in love with piano. Like, I knew I loved piano since I was a kid. And while a lot of people do sports when you're growing up, some people play basketball, some people play football. They find passion in those kind of things. I found a deep passion in music. And as you can see, my room has a lot of art in it. It has a lot of nerdy stuff. You can see Dexter's behind me. You see the Martian Man, Samurai Jack.
There's a bunch of musical instruments hidden too, all in the crevices. There's an instrument somewhere. There's a guitar there, drums back there.
That part,
My man got Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
He said Popeye.
Yeah.
He said Squirtle.
Charizard.
I love it.
Yeah, but to piggyback off that is this room is a reflection of my inner self, and it's my inner self manifest, and I guess in the physical form. It keeps me inspired. It keeps me motivated. It keeps me focused. Brady was saying when he saw this space, he felt like he could work here. And that's exactly my intention when I cultivated this space. When I first bought this house, the floors were musty, I'm not gonna lie. This whole place was musty, low key, but that didn't deter me. I had a vision, and it's like the podcast, the work continues. So to tie this into piano, when I was young and I was practicing piano, I really knew that was my passion. The same way when I bought this house, I knew this had potential. When you're in the gym and you're looking in the mirror and you're working out, there's potential there. There's work to do. So at an early age, like I said, with people playing football, when we was on the block and stuff, people was doing all this crazy stuff. I felt like the piano really centered me. And like I was saying, there's all this nerdy stuff around here. And the reason I was saying that is because the first music that really strung out to me was video game music. So Mario and as you know, as nerdy as it sounds, and Sonic,
those retro sounds.
It may sound in retrospect nerdy now since we're adults, but I'm trying to tie it to a very like humble and a very pure beginning. You know, just how Christ is pure.
I just want to say, being nerdy is the new cool now, because if you know.
Yeah, for some reason.
Being yourself is cool.
Yeah,
I don't care what nobody says.
bro.
Being yourself is cool,
bro.
If I
So
could
like,
say, Mark, bro, nerd. I wouldn't even say nerdy, bro. You just being you.
Yeah,
Right,
that part.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Nerdy is not like I ain't gonna lie.
it's not a
to
bad
you.
thing neither, bro.
No, it's not. Like I have nerdy tendencies. Well, what people would say nerdy tendencies, but I'm being myself.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So that's exactly what I'm getting at. I just kind of knew myself early on. And my dad taught me up until I was in about 9th grade. So I was playing piano, reading sheet music. He would take me to church. He would take me to my dad's also a salsa trombone player. He plays in a bunch of gigs all over the tri-state, Philly, New York, New Jersey.
Wow.
So I've been growing up in a very musical household. The gigs were amazing. I would see people playing conga, timbali, you know what I'm saying, trombone, trumpet, singing. That's why I have a drum kit here. I'll be playing the drums. I have the conga, I have the timbali, I have every instrument you can think of. I got guitars around here. Behind me is a MIDI to make beats. I got my makeshift studio here at the Yamahas, the Focusrite 6i6. But how I got here was because of my father. I have to give him credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
He really instilled a passion in me when I was young, which was music. By 9th grade, I got pretty good that my dad wanted me to get a new teacher. So he referred me to the school I used to go to, which is St. Peter's the Apostle, which is on 5th and Girard, which is in Northern Liberties or Fishtown, where like all the hipsters are now. You know what I'm saying? So, which is interesting because I remember that used to be the Badlands when I was growing up, but now I call it the Good Land because it's like gentrified. I literally call it.
It's not gentrified now, guys.
It's beautiful down there now.
It is beautiful down there. It gives very like Williamsburg, New York vibes, like you know. And funny enough, Williamsburg was also a predominantly Boricua, Puerto Rican neighborhood, and also the Badlands in Girard, Lehigh, American Street was a predominantly Puerto Rican neighborhood. My grandma we grew up on D Street and D and Tioga. Wow. So like that was a very humble upbringing. And then, like I said, after I hit 9th grade, I started going to Mr. Tom Winfielder. He's the director of the Archdiocese of the Boys Choir. So he's the guy that meets the Pope with all of the Catholic school singers that go to Voman and go to like Holohan and all of the Catholic schools in Philly. He took me under his wing to learn piano. And I felt from there like my talents excelled greatly. I kept sturdy with the piano. I did run track and field in high school, but I always knew that piano was like the thing for me. And when I was 18, I used to, you know, I read sheet music and I used to play in like rehearsals with my pop. But when I was 18, something happened to me where I was able to just make my own music. Like I can just improvise songs. I can make things up from scratch. And that really was a pivotal moment for me because it felt like God-given. It felt like, for example, when you're in the gym and you're working out and you're in the zone, you know what I'm saying? That flow state, when you're trying to hit that max or you're trying to do as many pull-ups as you can. That it's the same thing. Like I feel like fitness and music go hand in hand. It has to do with consistency. And I love the gym too. I love working out because
my boy been getting husky lately.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to get like y'all, man. I gotta get one of those shirts because that John's really make you like. You know
you been getting it popping in the gym.
That's the selling point right there. That the shirt makes you look busky, but that's the selling point. But basically. I started playing piano, then I went to Westchester, and I started...
Dub C!
Yeah, Dub C, saw the homies.
Dub C!
That's where I met my brother Max.
Dub C!
Dub C.
Purple and gold.
Is it Rams?
Yeah!
Okay, no, I'm starting to forget now.
It's crazy how you say that, bro. I remember seeing Mark at Dub C when I was on my way out.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I used to see her with Max all the time.
Yeah,
you guys used to always be, you know what I'm saying, close.
Be around, yeah.
Exactly. So at Dub C, I started performing a lot. I started going to open mics. I started performing covers that I learned.
I forgot about the open mic.
I used to play at and if you guys
Sykes.
know,
Sykes at the piano.
I forgot Sykes, they had it in the hallway, right?
Yeah.
I used to always play, bro. I would play always on my lunch break. Always, or whenever I had time, I would go to Sykes or to the music building. I would play piano.
Yep.
I met a bunch of people that are so super musically gifted, like Janae and Josiah, Akeen's brother Ade. I met a lot of really, Janae, Josiah, a lot of musically gifted people that I met through piano. You meet good people through music too. Musicians are usually really good people and very dedicated, consistent people. But that's when I met a friend of mine named Naja through my brother and Kyrie, that they were like, yo, like, you're super nice at piano. You should try making beats. And it never occurred to me. I didn't even know what making beats was. You know, I was kind of like a listener, like a consumer. So I didn't have the mindset of like, oh, I can take my talents to a computer, you know, buy a MIDI piano, plug it up, and then lay down some melodies, some chords, and then add drums. And then shortly after that, I got FL Studio, started messing around with that. Then I got Logic X Pro, started messing around with that. And then from there, honestly, it's history. That's where the Gray Area or Gray Space Studios was born. I started to make beats. I started to contact artists in Philly and Westchester. Started to just tell them like, yo, I got beats. I'm just trying to make music. If you guys want to have like writing sessions, we can link up. I'll provide the sounds, and then we just take it from there.
Can I just intercede real quick, bro?
No.
Let me say, as he's like giving y'all the rundown and whatnot, like I remember when we were in 837D and right.
Yeah, that's all.
I remember when we were there and I knew he was getting into music. This was just before like all the Logic. I think when we were 837D, that's when he really tapped into Logic and really kind of flourished in his craft. Yeah. When they was in 835, he was just getting his feet wet.
Yeah,
I remember they was playing around in that room.
Yeah,
I was like, okay. But when we got into 837D, I remember nights after nights. I'm talking about 2:00 in the morning, 808s turned down. You could still hear it bumping.
Can I interject?
Yeah, go for it.
I actually remember, bro, whenever I would, because he lived with you.
Right now, Mick, yep.
So it's crazy how you say that, bro, because I remember when I'll come over there, your door would be closed.
And you just hear music, bro. Yeah.
So now, bro, that's crazy.
That is a different kind of creativity. I can't wrap my head around like how artists and musicians can just pull something out of their brain and put it down. Like, I don't know how you do that. I really don't.
Can I just say something real
quick?
Go
for it.
Yo, if you ever want to get put onto some music, bro, if there's anybody here next to Mark who has a great sound for music, bro,
that guy right there, bro.
Yeah, bro. There's nothing on that.
Low key, we be saying him to him. He could be a DJ, bro.
He really could. On the way up here, bro.
His musical selection is crazy. The way he mashed certain songs together.
Bro, on the way up here, dog, he had me listening to country music.
That's what y'all baby.
Bro, I love country music.
That's crazy.
He's like, yo, Abe, I'm about to put you on some bangers. So I'm sitting there listening.
It started out with Adele. I don't care what nobody says.
Okay.
So he had Adele playing. I'm just like, me and him driving. Someone like you. And Brayden over there talking about, I say. No, but bro, like if there's anybody here, bro, like that. To create the thought process of music is this guy. And if I could ask Mark, going back to when you said like the creativity just came out of nowhere, if you can like kind of think like, bro, where do you think it actually came from? Like, did it just click for you one day?
Yeah, so like all musicians know that there's different types of musicians. There's musicians that can strictly read sheet music. There's musicians that have great ears and they have the ability to pick up songs just by listening to it. They can catch the rhythm. Growing up, I was primarily a sheet music based musician, but I remember when I was young, even though I had teachers, I would always go on my iPhone and I would teach myself stuff.
Okay.
And so I would teach myself, like I said, a lot of video game music like Mortal Kombat, Super Mario Bros. Anything from Super Mario, Pokemon stuff, I would teach myself how to play it on the keys because I just loved it so much. I wanted to learn it. But I feel like when I turned 18, I feel like to always piggyback on the brand, the work continues. I feel like the work continuing up to that point, I think God just gave me a higher ability as kind of like the way I look at it. I think it was a gift from God. You know.
I do want to touch on that.
Yeah,
I had a question about that.
Yeah.
How much does music, like, how easy do you find God in music? I feel like if I were to be like into music or something, I feel like that'd be a way I would speak to the Lord. If that makes sense.
So like, I mean, I feel like God and music are synonymous. In the Bible, music was used like primarily to edify God. You know,
worship.
In worship, you know, and actually, when I turned 18, I actually started playing in church.
Really?
I started playing in the church because I got to that level where I was like, wow, like I could be with a band. They'll say, learn this. I could learn it in like a week. Come to the rehearsal, show up for church, and I could rock it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just we can rock out with the band. Everything sounds good. And I feel like music has different purposes. I think in this day and age, it's used to like capture people in more of like a provocative sense. I'm not gonna say, or like a perverted sense, I'm not gonna say I look down on that, because like the way I look at life is like, it's like Matthew, there's a verse in Matthew that says, for who you to judge, cast the first stone. You know, that Jesus said that to the hypocrites. And, you know, I think all of music is beautiful, but I think God created music. So that's why I see God in everything. You know, I see God in my cats. I see God in nature. I see God in y'all. You know what I'm saying? I see God in everything, bro. So it's actually very easy to make that correlation that God and music are one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I could share something real quick, one of my church I used to go to, the guitar player plays played the electric guitar, and like when I say like I've never seen somebody like up close and personal. My first time ever seeing somebody play guitar, and as he's playing, he was crying. Yeah. Right. And then he literally set the atmosphere with his guitar. And when I say, bro, like it literally, like him playing the guitar literally had me in tears. Yeah. Bro, I got chills thinking about it now, bro.
You know
it was
how
insane.
You know how when we be talking and I get real passionate, and you know I might tear up, but it's not from like anything crazy. It's just how passionate I be talking.
Yeah. Right.
It's if I can describe that right there, that feeling, because when I was in church playing my trumpet, you know what I'm saying, there were certain songs that I would play, and you know, yes, I knew how to play the trumpet. Yes, I did like the songs, but it was the feeling that was being, I guess, broadcast from the instrument to the listener. The receivers of like seeing other people receive the song. It was more so that like we were basking in the godly ambiance, the spiritual ambiance of the it's like. Once you're like you said, flow state.
It's a flow state.
It's a flow state, bro. Yeah. It's literally like it's a flow state. When you're in the gym and you're going crazy, you about to put that PR up, and you know you put that PR up, and it felt. It didn't even feel like it was a resistance. You felt like you could go more. You know what I'm saying? You are in full flow state. You didn't even realize that I could pick this up, but you did. And you was like, damn, I know I could do more. That's essentially the feeling that, you know, when playing an instrument is like you just. Literally just walking. It's like breathing, bro. It just flows right through you, bro.
Has that ever happened to you before?
Yeah, man.
As you were playing?
I mean, yeah, like when I play sometimes and I'm really going in like a flow state, and I'm just coming up with my own stuff, I literally feel like a high. It's I don't know how to explain it. I looked it up. There's like advanced meditators feel this feeling, the people that can meditate and get into deep meditation. Athletes feel this when they get into like their flow state and they're like really trying to win the game, and musicians feel this too. That it's basically when in the moment you're able to create something new out of nothing, and I don't believe there's nothing, because there's, you know,
there's always something.
There's always something. That's something's God. So like that's why I feel like when I'm playing, I can get to a point that I cry too. When I would play in church, I would cry. And I would get so into the worship that I would cry. And I'm trying to find my purpose now with music too. You know, I've been making music for myself. I'm trying to pray on it and see where God's going to take me with this, whether it's to edify Him back in the church, or is it to create something new, you know?
Yeah, bro.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, like music is a beautiful thing, and I keep comparing it to fitness because I'm serious. Like fitness is a flow state, man. Like when you're really consistent and you going hard, you get results.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like your body starts to respond to the stimulus. It's the same thing with the piano. When you're going hard in the piano and you're going hard and you're practicing or the guitar or whatever, you will get results.
Yeah.
It just takes consistency.
One thing I'll say about this guy, we was in the gym, what was that, Saturday, Sunday?
So it had to be Saturday.
I think it was Saturday.
Yeah, we were in the gym Saturday, bro. Me and Braden are working out, and he's like, yo, like, you know, I'm gonna try to hit this 300. Last time he did, he failed. So he was like, all right, let me see if I can. So he got under the bench, and he was like,
He unracked that.
Unracked it, and, you know, he's like, oh, okay.
Knew instantly, I bet. Knew instantly, I bet.
So I'm looking at him like, bro, what you think? He's like, put the other plate on there. So I said, okay. So I did my set, and I said, all right, B, come on, dog. So he said, all right, bro. When I tell you, dog, like, this dude got right under the bench, bro. He's like, I feel like I can get this one, bro. When I tell you, dog, he's like, did you touch it, bro? My hands were literally like right here. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And he got up. I was like, that's how you feeling today? He said, yeah.
It's funny. I wouldn't call it a flow state, but it's definitely like I feel like you'll doubt yourself, and then you're under the bar, and it's like it's get it up or die. That's the way I think of it. Like it's going up. There's no other option.
I think with that, and then like with like, you know, going back to music and this can go in for anything though, bro. Like I think we as human beings, we psych ourselves up to tell ourselves we can't do something or we're not capable of doing something, so that like I always tell y'all, like, you know, speak things into existence. So when you're talking to yourself and you telling yourself I can't, he'll tell you. I used to say this shit back in Westchester too. I can't stand the word can't, bro. Because there's nothing you can't do, bro. There's nothing that is impossible. So like, you know, telling yourself like, yo, I can do this or I can't do this. A lot of people psych themselves up from doing that. That's why a lot of people are stagnant in their lives. You know, they don't pursue their goals. They don't go after what they want to do. They don't get under that bar. They don't try that first instrument. They don't, you know, take that first step, that leap. You know what I'm saying?
Your circle matters with that too.
Facts.
When we were deadlifting and we were PRing, I got we were deadlifting, they put 4 plates on, and I was coming up with all these excuses. So I was like, hey, you know, I ain't got no straps, I ain't trying to do nothing, we didn't have no belt. Basically, what they said in a nice way was they called me a bitch. And I was like, all right, give me the straps. And they got up.
Man. It's crazy that in particular day, Braden and myself, I was there to do arms. I wasn't trying to.
I was hitting chest.
All right, so wait. You're hitting arms. You're hitting chest.
We met
How
there.
How the fuck did y'all get to that?
We met there, and there was a rack open. And I dapped them up, and we both looked at the rack and went, let's do it.
Look, it's open.
I like it.
Braden looked. He's like deadlift. I said, okay. So we rolling, bro. We rolling, and did I go first or did you go first?
For what, PR?
PR.
I went first because he put an absurd amount of weight on the bar.
So I did.
Diabolical.
Yeah. So I had 3 plates, and then I said, throw another plate on there. So he was just like, bro, I'm not doing that.
Justin came over. I said, I ain't got no straps. Justin came over and said, here's straps.
So I said,
no excuse now. No excuse now.
I said, B, what you about to do? He said, I'ma try. He said, I never, bro, he literally out of his mouth, I never hit 405 before, bro.
There it is.
Bro, when I tell you, Braden got under that joint, bro, the smoothest lift I've seen him do. Bro, and I'm just like, bro,
I watched that joint, I was like, he probably could have threw another 10 or 15 pounds.
We had no belt though. The next day I felt it, but I couldn't let him call me a bitch, and I tried. So I had to pick it up.
Let me ask you a quick question, Mark. When it comes to music, and even when you in your beginning stages of like, you know, starting your brand and everything like that, like, did you have, though you were your dad implemented and instilled in you a high level of musical intellect and, you know, I guess you can say just grit to get it done. Did you have any doubts about you starting your brand at all?
No, actually.
That's good.
I think I started it in think it was either 2017 or 2016.
I'm gonna say 2017.
Yeah.
2017.
I'll let you cook.
No, cook for me right now.
I'll let you cook, but I'll say this because I like to talk about this a lot.
Yeah, you was there, man.
I was there.
Yeah,
I sat front row seat to a lot of the shit that he was doing, along with my other brother Makai. Because I would remember, I'm coming up to go to the bathroom. And it looks like a movie scene moment, bro. Like, no bullshit. It's like a little baby ass light in the kitchen or in the living room. 2 motherfuckers on the dining room table, notes everywhere. Images everywhere, bro. Just rough drafts of different logos, notes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, you see, the incense burning, the candle burning, motherfuckers is drinking wine, we're chilling. Well, they chilling, and I'm like, I'll come out my room. I had the room closest to the steps. And I'll come out, and the bathroom's right there, and I'll look out, and they don't see me, and I'm standing there. I'm like, what time is it? 2 o'clock, 2:30. I'm sitting in the morning. They're hashing it out, night after night after.
Bro,
I'll stop right there.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like, I feel like when you really have a passion for something, you get addicted to it. You know, and even as I age and I have more responsibilities, like I'm a homeowner now.
That goes back into the original brand name, Passion Over Pain, bro. Because like when I tell you they lost sleep just to gain the passion, to work on the passion that they wanted.
Yeah.
Man, it was ridiculous, bro.
Like even to this day, I still have goals and dreams to be a producer. Like I want to be a worldwide known producer. I want to be known for my piano too, whether it's my originals or my covers. But when I was building the brand, I didn't have any doubts. It was just a fire, and like the fire's still lit right now.
I'm telling you,
it's like the fire was lit. It was burning so much that I couldn't ignore it. And funny enough, Makai, he had the same fire burning for him. He wanted to do art. He wanted to make collages. He wanted to make clothes. And him and I would just be rapping all night about, all right, bro. And he would be telling me like, yo, bro, do you think I'm an artist? I'm like, bro, you whatever you want to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't sit here and question something that God is clearly telling you to do. Because I feel like God puts things on our mind for a reason, especially the good things. The bad things, that's the enemy. We already know that, you know what I'm saying? We got to rebuke that. But the good stuff, the stuff for substance, the music, the art, the brand, the work, you know what I'm saying? You know that's from God, and when you fit a fire, you have to answer. Like, don't be scared of it. You know, it might burn you, but that's part of the process. You know what I'm saying?
Gold can't be gold without going through a purification of fire, brother.
Yo, bars.
What about?
I'm telling you.
What about before the brand started? Like when you were getting into it, like getting into music. I know you were younger, but like have you ever gotten frustrated to the point? Because at least I know I have. I know probably a lot of us have. You got frustrated to the point of like, you know what, this shit ain't for me. Like, screw this shit. Like,
so the only time I felt that way was when I was with the piano specifically was in 6th grade. So in 6th grade, I just started focusing on like baseball more and like basketball and sports more.
Puerto Rican for real, baseball.
Yeah, baseball, bro.
Baseball.
Yeah, baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah, I used to love baseball, and
that was my sport.
Yeah, baseball was awesome, man. And I remember I just felt like. And that was because I felt like I was being like a rebellious like preteen, and I was like, I didn't want to take direction from my father. You know, my father was trying to teach me. I was getting real good, but at the same time, you know, during those ages, you're like, oh, like, I don't know. I feel like I was like rebellious. I just didn't want to listen to him. So I took a break like 6th grade, but then in 7th grade, I just got right back into it. You know, and it's funny. The reason I got back into it is because I was doing sports. My mom was putting me in all these sports, trying to, you know, see what would click with me. And when I was in sports, there's something about me that I realized is that I do not have a competitive nature.
Really?
I don't know why.
That's good though.
I don't know why. I actually, when I would play sports, when I would play like in Puerto Rico, we play ping pong, and that's a big sport in the island. I would get sad when I beat people. I'm not gonna even lie. Like when I was coaching, like when I beat somebody, I get sad.
I do feel that though. You don't ever feel
a
bad.
lot of people like don't feel that though.
You know why, bro?
I think men don't feel that a lot.
It's because what I tell you the other day, Avery, is because he had the spirit of wanting to see everybody win.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't like to see people sad. pretty much.
If I can be honest with y'all, bro, I've never thought about that before.
That's what I'm saying. Like most people that are like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think for
you
me,
never won like a big game and was like
you see
you
the
were
other
happy, but you also were like, damn,
bro.
like,
I will say this, bro. The bodybuilding competition.
I was just about to compare it to that, bro.
See, that's a great segue.
I'm gonna say this, bro. The first one, both shows, I got 5th place.
Yeah.
My very first show, bro, on everything, dude.
Yeah.
All I knew was I'm coming up here to step on stage and just show off the progress that I made, bro.
The work you did.
I was not, in my mind, I'm just like, whatever happens, in my mind, I won. Mm-hmm. Whether I
right.
Whether you place or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, when I tell you, when they said 5th place, I felt like I won 1st place.
Yeah.
And when I saw everybody else get the 4th, 1st, 3rd, and 2nd, I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I'm cool with this, bro.
Exactly.
So I can agree with that.
Yeah, like you're just grateful.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
My experience is crazy because first, Mark could tell you, I've been talking about bodybuilding.
Yo, I've
been talking about bodybuilding.
And Westchester, he explained to me why bodybuilding is an art. And he's the one that made me realize, yo, you're right. Like anything you do can be an art.
Yeah.
But bodybuilding 100% is art.
Can I stop real quick, man?
Go for it.
Bro, the day I was there, the day he won his show, bro. Dude, I've never seen I don't even know how to describe it, bro. I don't even know how to describe it, dog. But when Max won, I swear we're in a restaurant, bro, and this dude is like I don't even know. I can't describe the amount of the happiness that he was implementing. All I know is I just saw a big bright light, just like, hey guys, I won 2nd place in my first bodybuilding show. Yeah! Yo, what's the coolest thing ever?
You know, for my bodybuilding competition, my experience of like, you know, winning and shit like that, yo, when I went up there, and he could tell you, I always been talking about bodybuilding. I was like, yo, listen, like if I got on stage, I would definitely place top 3. I felt that confident. But when I got up there, I was very humbled by all the competitors. I dead ass was like, man, if I don't place, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be surprised because everybody out here looked like they've been working. Yeah, so now I'm like, at this point, I wasn't the only one who was working so hard to get here. Yeah. I can't be upset if I don't place or I do place. Mm-hmm. If I do place, great. Yeah. If I don't place, whoop-de-doo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All I know is I came out and said I was going to do something. I put myself out there, and here we are. That's all I got. So then I'm sitting backstage. They running it through the numbers. There's like 5th place, 4th place, 3rd place. I'm sitting there like, man, we're getting to only 2 more places. There's only 2 more places left. And I'm like, at this point, bro, if they don't call me, they don't call me. I'm not tripping. Then I hear 25, number 25, Maxito Jean Jr. I'm like, that's me. No,
bro. The amount of the energy that I saw, like the light
bro,
that I saw on this,
it can't be real. I really did place top 3, and I was like, what, bro? Yeah. But then, seriously. Mm-hmm. But then I look back at everyone else that I looked at the person who beat me for first. I looked at everyone who was underneath me on stage, like 3, 4, 5, and I looked at everybody else that was also in my class. Mm-hmm. I looked at each and one of them. I'm like, I don't care what none of y'all said. I don't give a fuck about these judges. Y'all all winners. We were backstage busting it up with each other. Like, when we knew each other, we were connected with each other, talking about tats and this, that, and third. Like, just to talk about the journey getting to that stage.
If I can say, bro, like, to compare what you was talking about, bro, that's how it was for me. You know, and you know I was backstage with you when your show.
Yeah, bro. He was backstage with me. Like, I didn't have a coach.
No, he didn't have, so
I had him as my coach backstage.
I would like to say to piggyback off what he was saying, the camaraderie within the sport itself, bro. It's ridiculous. Like everybody looks at each person, and as a competitor, they're looking at you like, yo, bro, like, I know I put the work in, but yo, you look crazy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody is almost kind of like, yo, we all made it here. Yep. and everybody's looking like, yo, he looks better than me, or and it's like everybody, the camaraderie that bodybuilding brings, and that the compliments that people give is
you know that body dysphoria, like when you look at yourself, you be like, oh, I ain't got it, and then you look at someone else, they got it, but then that person's like, I ain't got it. That's exactly what everybody does at the show. Really, like, oh shit, he got bigger chest. I'm like, bro, look at your chest. There's like, bro, you brought titties into the show. I'm like, chill, bro. Like, it's crazy, bro.
It's wild.
That's where, kind of relating to that, he said about not being competitive. I am a super competitive person, but sometimes I wish I wasn't, because that is very close to comparison. And I constantly have to be the best. Not for anybody else though, for me.
But for you,
But the flip side is like, the good part is like, there is no nook or cranny that gets overlooked when I'm doing something.
Facts.
But the comparison, I'd be lying to say I don't compare my work or my value or my to everything else. So that competition, I don't know how you guys get on stage, and it's like, that would kill me. I'm not gonna lie, that would kill me.
I'm not gonna lie, it did, like, at first, because I didn't understand what bodybuilding was at the time until I got on stage. Like, before getting on stage, it was just me going to the gym, doing what I regularly do. Like, I lift, I try to eat clean. Like, I get active. It's a lifestyle. But when you taking it to a next level to be a competitor and et cetera, and really have the discipline and the commitment and the determination to get on stage, when I got there and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm really here. Like, I've registered for this event. I'm going against other people. In my head, I'm like, I'm going to outshine y'all. But it's not like I'm like an arrogant mindset. It's not like a prideful mindset. It's more so like a sense of confidence.
It's like, you know
I
yourself.
know. It's like what Kobe said. Like, yo, is the playoffs done? Like, is the road finished? Is this journey finished? No. Then keep going. Did we win the championship? No. When I got to the competition, that was the championship. Like, I had to perform and play the Super Bowl. That was me performing for the Super Bowl, bro. Like, on stage, that is the time to show your shit. And I'm like,
I remember when he called me, because it's crazy, Mark. I don't know if you know, but the show that he did, we were supposed to do it together, but I wasn't ready. So he called me. He was like, yo, hey, man, I'm going to do this. So he prepared all the way up to the 2nd of November, 2024. And like, watching him go through that process, I saw him periodically, you know what I'm saying? But like, watching him up there on stage, bro, was just like, yo, bro really did this. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that I ain't gonna lie to you, that kicked me in my heart.
Into high gear.
That kicked me into high gear.
It's overdrive.
But if I can, bro, like, kind of correlate it back to music and artistry, let me know if I'm wrong about this, but do you feel like you are constantly, like, that competition aspect, do you feel like you're constantly in competition with yourself to make better music each and every time you make a beat, or each and every time you get on the piano? Like, do you feel that way sometimes when you are creating?
I don't feel like it's a sense of like a competition. Like I said, the reason I fell into music is because for me it's not competitive. I feel like that's why when I was young I stopped playing sports and I started going back into music, because music, like fitness, can be a very personal craft, you know? I go to the gym alone. When I go to the gym, I don't even listen to music. I actually raw dog it.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. I actually
bro, you a demon, bro. I swear to goodness, you're a demon, bro. I ain't know that. I ain't know that, bro.
I like the mind-muscle connection. Like, when I go to the gym, I like to just...
I love that.
I mean, I like that too, but I got music. You're a demon, bro.
I bet nobody will ever say they don't listen to music at the gym, but
I'll tell you what, he knows. But I'm saying Avery, the first month of training, I did not have headphones.
No, you didn't.
I did not have it. Don't get me wrong, it's doable.
Yeah.
It's completely doable. Did I like it? Hell no, because I'm listening to every other conversation.
But you gotta understand where I'm coming from. Someone that, like, I practice piano every day. I have students that I teach piano. So, like, now I'm a teacher too. That's a fun fact. I teach piano. So I had a piano lesson right before this with my
musical visionary, West. Bro.
So I have my own school that I do on the side from my other work. So music for me is something that I'm constantly surrounded by. It's almost like a job. And I never wanted to become that because I used to work in studios too when I graduated college. I used to work in a bunch of studios in Philly and I used to record and engineer people, but I stopped because it felt like a job. You know, I feel like the moment something you love feels like a job,
it's not fun anymore.
That's a real statement,
so,
bro.
That's real.
When I go to the gym, for me, when I'm at the gym, I just give my consciousness, my subconscious a break from the music. And then it gives me time to just think, you know, just think, reflect, think about my life, let my thoughts come and go. And then when I leave the gym, I know what I'm gonna do after. Like, oh, I'm gonna go practice this song that I've been working on. I'm gonna finish that beat I was working on or that project I was working on. It's never like a competition to make something better. It feels like discovery. Like I'm trying to discover something new about myself that I didn't know. It's like the same thing with the gym. I feel like when you're in the gym, you discover like I can do this now. Like you said, you hit the 400 club. You just that's a discovery. You know, you was doubting yourself, but then you know what I'm saying, you had the right support system. You guys did what you had to do, and then you banged it out. When I'm learning songs, especially high level songs, I never ever say like I can't do this. What I tell myself is, how long is this gonna take? And then it becomes like a challenge.
Bro, that's deep, man.
The same thing like the gym. The gym's a challenge for me. I like maximum. I used to be skinny as shit. So like I've been trying to put on weight because for me.
That's what I say. He been doing damage.
I'm Boricua,
lately,
man.
Bro.
Boricuas, we don't gain weight. Like Puerto Ricans, we don't gain weight, bro.
He's been putting a lot of. I've been seeing his story.
Yeah,
He's been putting a lot of damage in the gym, bro. Like
it may not look like it, but
I seen him last Saturday, bro. I was like look at him now, like his face and like he had a slimmer face back in college, bro. Like
yeah, it was like a twig.
Yes, like now,
like a plastic bag in the wind. Yo, not a plastic bag in the wind, bro.
Don't you?
Yeah, but yes, and that's just my nature. Because my day job, I'm a caseworker. I work for the state. I help, you know, unfortunate people with unfortunate circumstances get Medicaid, SNAP, and cash assistance. I love what I do because all day I get to listen to people, and when you listen to people tell them their stories, you can do two things. You can take them for their word, or you can judge and accuse them. So when I'm listening to these people, I try my best to just listen to them and see how I can help them, because I always say most people are just one paycheck away from being on the other side of the interview. You know, I interview people face to face, and then anybody's one paycheck away from being on the opposite side. I could be applying for SNAP tomorrow to get some food stamps. I could be applying for some medical insurance. I could be in a rut, and I feel like that's why in my career I do what I do now. I just love to see people, like you said, I just love to see people win.
Yeah.
And that's why I like fitness too. Like maybe one day I'll get into fitness or bodybuilding or like the shows, because I think if I was to go and approach a show like that, my thing would be I would be so inspired. Because when I'm in the gym and I see people with physiques that are like fire, or like they're putting on weight like 400 and stuff, that's super inspirational to me. I'm like, wow, like I want to do that. I don't look at it like on like a hater mindset. I'd be like, the way I look at it, I'm like, yo, God made all of these amazing beings and they can do all these things.
I love the way Mark
I can't, they're doing things that I maybe I can't do right now, but hey, if they can do it, why can't I do it? I'll
piggyback off that, because that's essentially how I look at the gym. A lot of people, and I hated when I would hear people, I would say essentially talk shit about, you know,
victim weight.
Let's say a fat person, not this fat shit.
That's the word, for lack of a better word.
They would take shots at a bigger person that's in the gym putting in work.
That's the worst.
And I'm like, well, why the fuck are you talking shit? They're in here putting in work.
They put in work, bro.
They're in here trying to do something, whether they're doing something or not. They're here.
Cheer them on.
There are people that don't show up at all.
Exactly.
Yeah. They say, "Oh, I want to lose weight," but never make that first steps. It's a 7-stage process, the 7 stages of change model, and they haven't got to that point of contemplation. They didn't get past the pre contemplation and the contemplation of actually getting up and doing the set action to make the change.
Absolutely.
But you are frying somebody up that's actually in here walking in the treadmill, bro. If the person's in there, it doesn't matter. Like, whatever you want to do, like whether you want to walk on the treadmill for an hour for the next 3 years, so long as you're changing something in between that, whether you're eating less, you're sleeping more, you turn up the incline on that treadmill and you didn't change the speed, you're gonna see something. Yeah. Something's going to change. Yeah. So I never ever take a shot at anybody who's willing to take a shot at change, bro. I don't give a fuck where you at in your journey, whether it be fitness, whether it be music, whether it be your career, whatever you want to do. Like you said, it takes consistency. As long as you're putting in that consistency and you want what you want and you know what that vision looks like for you,
do it.
Do it, bro. It's yours already.
It's yours already.
Yo, it's crazy, bro. Like for me, like everybody's brain structure, everybody's physicality, everything about each and every one of our beings on this earth is different.
It's different.
So each and every one of us, bro, is gonna see things differently. Each and every one of us is gonna take in information differently. So like when people ask me for help or whatever the case is, I'm just like, yo, like I would love to help you out. If you're already on the path of figuring it out for yourself, stay there.
Right.
If you found the progress for yourself, if you want assistance from me, bro, I can give you as much assistance as I can. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if you already found the mark, yo, keep doing what you're doing, man. Like don't I feel like sometimes we can let people take us off our track because like you said, the competition thing, like in the comparison thing, we can let people take us off our track because we may feel like we have to compete with the words that people may say to us or so it's just like, no, stick with what you're doing, man.
Yeah. I got a good ending question for this. And I got to lay it out so that they can hopefully relate a little bit. But laying it out is, it seems like we're very different. At least me and you personally are very different in the mindset of, like I'm very meticulous with the things I do. Not to say you're not meticulous, but like Avery will tell you, I'll be making a reel for Instagram for the page. And it could be like one slight little off beat. Damn, like scrap the whole thing. Like it's done. I'm done. F this shit.
Yeah, he's good.
You seem like you're very good at keeping your cool and pushing through that. What kind of advice do you have for people who are kind of feeling like, this shit's getting hard, I'm about to just scrap it and that's that?
Scrap it.
Yeah?
Follow your gut. Because there's songs I've made that I have a theory with music. That's deep. When I'm making a beat.
Wow. You thought you was getting something. No, scrap that shit. Scrap that shit.
Yeah. So look. Wow.
It's a different answer I was expecting.
Yeah, so like I said, I feel like it connects to music. I know within 5 to 10 minutes of like me making a beat, if it's ass or good, like, and I'll be like, nah, this joint ass. I'll just scrap it.
Yeah. I would watch them.
I'm like, this joint dookie, bro.
It's funny because I've done that though. Like I've done it so many times.
So my advice is scrap it.
Yeah.
Yo,
follow your gut, man.
Can I say something, Mark, real quick? I'm gonna let you cook.
No.
He calls me often. He'll be like, yo, bro. He called both of us.
Yeah.
He'll be like, yo,
and this pisses me off, by the way. What you're about to say pisses me off.
He'll be like, yo, dog, like just look at this real quick. I feel like something's off. Me being me, because it's just like, bro, you took the time and effort to do this. You feel what I'm saying? You took the time and effort to do this, bro.
You're trying to show love. You're trying to validate him low key.
And it's not even, for me, bro, I think the things that he does.
You seen good in it.
In the time that he takes to do it, it's just like, bro, how?
So right.
From on my end, it's just like, bro, this looks great.
It's like on the outside, but if I see your music and I hear that drum, like, it's on fire. But you hear that little tweak. That's gonna
say. They'll be like, yo, it's good. I'm like, yeah, I'll hang up.
Yo, I'll be like, yo, B, this one's fire. He'll be like,
What I will say, Dan, to add to like, I have two trains of thought to answer. One, scrap it. I do believe the artist knows best because you're an artist. Even if you don't, even if you don't think you're a video artist, video editing, is content artistry. Creation, it takes even podcasting. You guys have phenomenal questions, and you guys have been leading the conversation strong. But
thanks, bro.
But what I will say is that on the personal side, scrap it. But on the other side, it's like maybe just hold off on it and don't scrap it. Maybe
archive it or something. Hold it and
get a second opinion. Wait like a week or some time. Revisit it. And you might feel different because I have a bunch of beats that I produced and then I'll listen to them like a week later or like a couple months later
and you find it.
And I'm like, damn. I surprised myself. Like, wow, like I made this drawing. Like you'd be like, you know what I'm saying?
What do you think that is though?
I think that's just exhaustion.
Yeah.
You know,
I was gonna say there's a reel I would show him like 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks later I'm like, oh
Fatigue.
yeah, I figured it out. Like,
I think it's fatigue.
Can I piggyback on that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's fatigue. For you, you say it's fatigue.
I
For me,
think it's fatigue.
it's like this. Never go with your first choice. We've always been told that, like, whenever you see something or like you're going, like you're making selection or whatever, and people like to, like, they'll see that first thing and be like, oh, I like that, but then you may have a lineup of options of
like,
things.
think about it.
Yeah, you might want to compare it to other things. So like when you are going through that first, I guess you'll say, reel that you're creating, the first time you finished it and you're like, you look at it and you say, that's it. Then you show someone else and say, that's it. But then you compare it to some of the other things that you do or some of the other things that you receive or, you know, other ideas that you can implement in said video. And
that's the issue too, is I don't do lifting. What we're doing, brand new.
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
into cars and bikes. Like, I edit that.
And if I can say, bro, like the fact that this guy, and I say thank you to him all the time, bro.
I was just saying that in my head yesterday, bro. Like, we got shout out to B, bro.
Let's make it known, bro.
Shout out to B, bro.
videos,
I don't like these.
Whatever. We gonna give credit where you gonna give me your flowers. We gonna give credit where credit's due. Shout out to B, bro. Shout out to fucking B, bro. We've been doing this from the mud.
Yeah.
And this man took it upon himself to put this shit on his back to do all the video editing. And by God, bro, you have been blessed.
Take the flowers, bro.
OD, bro. You have been blessed. You've been blessing us with video editing. No complaints, bro. You ain't nobody. You literally, bro. You took upon this position with nobody asking you to. You took upon this burden with nobody asking you, and you're fucking head in the dirt.
Y'all real rap.
Like an ostrich working fucking daily, night after night, night after night, bro.
Yeah. Like you said, bro, once the fire's burning, you can't
put it out, bro.
You can't put it out, bro.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I'll be honest, man. Like, you know, B will tell me, I'll be like, yo, B, like, you know, you got any small clips or whatever? He'll be like, yeah, it can be 10 o'clock at night. But you got any small clips or whatever? He's like, yeah, like, it was actually episode 12, right? We filmed episode 12 on
Sunday.
Mark, we filmed episode 12 on Sunday.
That shit was ass. I'm not gonna lie. Recording Sunday and having Monday edit for Tuesday, that shit was ass.
I'm gonna tell you, bro.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's the truth, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, though. Like, I texted him. I said, bro, can you send me? I think it was Monday morning.
I was so mad. I was so mad.
I could tell through the text. I said, bro, can you send me a quick clip? He said. Sunday night actually.
Yeah, because I sent it at 5 in the morning.
So I get a text message at 5 o'clock. He said, yeah, I just made this up. Figure out what to do with it. I said, okay. He sent me a quick clip with some words, and I was just like, oh, this ain't bad, bro. But I'm saying that to say, bro, like, the fact that this dude is in the cars, bro, in the motorcycles, and he takes the time to actually, like,
to doctor up. He be doctoring these shows, bro.
Become artistic with this stuff. It's just like, bro, like, I'll say he's an artist, bro.
He is
in his
an artist.
own way. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're a video editor, bro. Whether you want to realize that shit or not, bro. Like,
it is an art, bro. And that's why I said, like, at first, you know, I said scrap it. I do believe you should still scrap it. But because, like I said, but what I will say, for the sake of, because you have a team, archive it. Revisit it with the team, get a second opinion, and you'll be good. Because a lot of times, I will say, there's been beats I started, and then I'll put it away because I'm like, all right, I'm not in the flow state. Because I know, usually I make my beats in one sitting. Like, I'll cook up for maybe like an hour straight, and I will have everything laid out. If not, it's a couple sessions. But what I will say is, there's been beats that I just put to the side. Maybe I just lay down a progression or like a melody, and I said I'm gonna do the drums a different day, and I'll come back to it, and all of the fire will start burning like crazy, and then you start seeing things you couldn't see that day. And the reason I say fatigue is because you're doing something that's very similar to me. You're on a computer or on your phone. You're staring at clips.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, and you're trying to get the timing right. If you're doing music, you're trying to maybe have the clips like you know, transition on beat. You know what I'm saying? Making sure you're like an engineer, bro. You're working with audio. you're working a visual. So
how he does it, I don't
exactly.
know.
So
I don't know, bro.
what you're doing, it takes a lot of effort, and a lot of times, like I said, like I'll be working on the beat for an hour, and after the hours, then I'll be like, this drawing trash, and then like 2 days later, I'll revisit it. It's not trash, bro. That's why I said fatigue, because I said like there's a saying that like when you work on music so long, your ears dull.
Yes.
So maybe you working on videos so much that your eyes are dull. Like you're numb low key.
He would always say like he hates listening to the podcast because he spends so much time.
I don't even watch it when it goes out. Like,
you don't.
I watch it, click my like, I'm like, I hate this shit.
Every Tuesday for me, I'm cutting the podcast on. For him, he like, bro, I've watched this shit for 24 hours all night, bro. I took out the shit and I put it in the shit. Then fuck this podcast. Fuck this episode.
Real quick.
Yeah.
If I can piggyback to what Mark said about not listening to music in the gym, is that what that is?
That is what it is.
Okay.
It's fatigue.
I figured that, bro.
Dang, okay, makes sense.
Honestly,
Now it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
fatigue.
You've been listening to music all day long. I'm not trying to go into the fucking gym and be listening to music.
Oh, I know. After the gym,
It's funny
I'm gonna
because
go right back
I
in
understood
here.
that immediately. As soon as he said it, I was like, makes sense.
Makes sense. It makes a
As soon
lot
as
of
he
sense.
compared it to work, I'm saying,
Yeah,
I was like, yeah.
I thought about it real quick, and I'm just like, and when you said something about you listen to Mind Muscle Connection,
Yeah, the mind
I
muscle
feel like
connection.
that's a point in time where you actually just listen to yourself.
I'm listening to my body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
I'll be trying to listen to my body like
Yeah.
really intensely.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's just nice to have a blank mind.
Yeah.
Like just
You know what I think of
nothing
when
in
he
it.
said that? I think of Gary.
Yeah.
I think of Gary. When you look at Gary's videos, granted he plays music, he got headphones on, whatever.
Yeah,
If you look at Gary, how he lifts,
Yeah.
it's slow and very much so concentrated.
And you know what? You know what songs he puts behind his videos?
With a ridiculous amount of weight, by the way.
With a ridiculous amount. So that's how you know he's controlling this shit. It's literally mind muscle connection completely.
And you know what music he listens to, bro? He listens to superhero music.
Facts.
That's fire.
Facts.
A lot of his
Spider-Man, a lot of theme
Spider-Man,
a lot of theme shit, bro.
Songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like me and him send each other Wolverine and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like,
That's hard.
Bro, he listens to Superman music when he
That's
works
hard,
out.
yeah,
It's
bro.
crazy.
He's in the zone.
No, for real. One more closeout question real quick for
Go
Mark
for it.
before we go.
Go for it.
Mark, if you had to give anybody in the music world, anybody who's artistic and anybody who has a different status of vision, and anybody who's just trying
Anybody
to pursue
chasing a dream.
a dream, bro, what would
Yeah.
you tell them?
Whatever your dream may be, make sure you love it.
Yeah.
Make sure you spend some time. It's like God and Jesus. You know, you can tell people about God and Jesus. They might deny it, but just tell them, taste the fruit. So whether it's music, whether it's fitness, whether it's gardening, whether it's starting a family, whether it's your career, education, it can be anything. I think everything's art. Video editing, cooking,
Video gaming.
streaming. Like the list goes on. Just taste it, try it out, give it some time, and don't be hard on yourself. And what I also will say, do not let what you're doing get to your head. Ego is the biggest thing that will destroy your progress. You can start doing yoga. You can start going to the gym. You can start learning an instrument. But the minute you start looking down on people, the enemy has you. The moment you start saying, because they don't go to the gym and I go to the gym, I'm better than them. Because I play piano and they don't play piano, I'm smarter than them. Because I'm getting money and they're not getting money, I'm better than them. The enemy has you. Stay humble, stay grateful. And as long as your heart is centered around gratuity, humbleness, and just being grateful for being alive, being grateful for having the opportunity to live this beautiful life that God gave us, God will guide you to exactly what is meant for you to do. Just stay prayed up. Just give all of your faith, give all of your power, all of your mind to Christ. There's a reason he says, ask and ye shall receive. But don't forget, you have to listen. Listen closely. And
You gotta listen.
You gotta listen and God will answer. So and also stay consistent.
Yeah.
You know, don't, even if you fall off, you know, just pick it up. You know, I know we got life, I know we got bills, you know, we got families. But just never forget the things you love and hold tight to those things.
Sure.
Hey, yo. Hey, TWC fam. Appreciate y'all always, man. As I always say, keep hustling, keep rolling, keep rocking. The work continues. We out. Peace.
Peace.